Hello, I want to thank you for watching this video. My name is Steve Swenson from TaxLienSupport.com. We've had a lot of questions come in about California auctions and some of the upcoming auctions, and just questions about what kind of properties are offered at California tax deed auctions. And so what I want to do is just spend a few minutes with you and show you some of the upcoming auctions that are going to be taking place over the next 30 to 60 days or so. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to go on to TaxLienSupport.com and we're going to go to the auction calendar. We're not going to spend a lot of time looking at this auction because it's taking place pretty soon. So most of you won't have a chance to register for it, but I do want to show it to you. It's Kern County, California. And so, of course, here you can see the different auctions that are taking place this month, and Kern's taking place on the 27th. So we can see all the different counties that are having auctions, but we're going to go ahead and click on this link here that's going to take us to the online auction page. So we're not going to spend a ton of time going through all of these properties, but I just want to show you this is Kern County, California. And this is actually an online auction. So this is an auction that you could actually bid online. You don't need to attend the auction. Now you can see the different types of properties. These links here will connect us to property information, to the assessor information. So we can see that this here is some type of cafe, it looks like. And in addition with this cafe, we can also see that this particular property has an IRS lien affecting the property, and the IRS has the option of purchasing the property from the buyer within 120 days. So that's usually what's going to happen with an IRS lien. Most of the time, at least it seems like a good majority of the time, the IRS is just going to go ahead and take off the lien. But if they do buy it, then you're going to be paid back. So you're going to have that option. And then of course this here, you can click on this as well. It's going to take you to the GSI map, the county's map. And so, with a list like this, that's one thing that's nice about an online list, is it gives you the ability to search the properties. We can add satellite view, and so we can see that this lot right here and this property located right here. So it looks like it is on a pretty good sized lot. We'd of course do a lot more due diligence before making any decision on bidding at the auction. But you can see that there is a ton of properties. You can see that there was almost 1,000 properties, over 1,000 properties initially offered, and there's still 814 properties for sale. So besides structured properties, we can see some different types of structured properties here. Looks like some type of mobile home there. There's also tons of different lots as well, and so you can click on these links and actually pull up the county GSI pretty quickly and get an idea of what the property is, and also where it's located. So we can see this is a little building lot right here. So that's Kern County, California. As you can see, the auction's taking place, and so to submit bids for this auction, you would have had to do it by the 15th of this month. But I just wanted to let you guys see that there's auctions taking place that have an incredible amount of property. We're looking at over 800 properties coming to auction, and probably by the time the sale starts, it's going to be pretty close to that. Maybe 750, 800 will still be available. Also, another auction that's coming up on October 4th, this is the County of Placer. Now, this is actually going to be an auction that's held at the county courthouse. So, you're going to be actually going to the county courthouse to attend the auction. Now, it looks like usually you can click on this available properties link, and it's going to take us to an online link that has that information. I don't know if the county's just taking off some of those properties or updating that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull up a list that we copied for our members on TaxLienSupport.com. We try to have all of the list available for them. And so we went ahead and just created this list before. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of research on some of these properties, just spend a few minutes and see what's available. So what we did is we went to the assessor's information, and we were able to do a parcel search. So we can see properties here starting at $50. This next property here has a $26,000 opening bid. We can see the location address here, and then also we can see the parcel number listed right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and copy that parcel number really quick, and we're going to go back here to this page, and we're going to go ahead and copy and paste that parcel number. Now also what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a Google Maps, and we're also just going to pull up a Zillow as well, just as a quick resource. So we can see the property here. Here we can see the amount. We can go ahead and click on this link if we wanted to pull up the map view. This is going to be a plat map, just a PDF map, but we'll be able to see exactly where that property is through this map. Also, we can see some of the additional information here. Of course, the site address. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and check that site address out. Now we can see that this is a single-family home. We can see it has a value, or assessed value, of about $280,000. Net assessment of $273,000. We can see that it's about 1,200 square feet. Got about a 460 square foot garage, built in 1986, and it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. So, we're looking at some type of structured property here with an opening bid amount of $26,000. So let's see what this property, just get kind of an idea of what the property is and also what it might be worth. So we can see we pull the property here. And one thing that's of course nice, that's so much different than when we first got started doing tax sale investing, is the ability to do all these street view and imagery. So we can see that this here's a photo of the property. This image is from 2015. Now, one thing we always recommend to our students is if you're purchasing structured property through some type of online auction, you always want to get an on-site evaluation either through yourself or have somebody else at least get a current photo of the property. That way you can kind of at least judge the outside condition. But this particular property, we're looking 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and it has an estimate of about $300,000, $305,000. And so we're looking here, at an opening bid amount of $26,000 for a property that's worth over $300,000. So, overall, we're looking at a pretty good bid to value ratio here. This is a property, based off of the condition, would have to do get a better idea of the condition, but that could possibly have 100, 200, even $250,000 worth of potential profit. With this particular property, even if it was bid up to $50,000 or $100,000, there's still quite a bit of room to make some pretty good money. Let's check out a couple of more properties. Here's one as well. Let's just go ahead and check out that address. We can see it's 19,800. And let me pull up the parcel information as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to go back here to the parcel search. We're going to click on a new search, and we're going to go ahead and check it out. So here we can see the property. Here's the address. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that address so we can do a Google search. And so we can see this property here is a single-family home as well. It has a value of about $136,000 through the county. It was built in 1930, so it is older. 3 bedroom, 1 bath. It got a full bath and a half bath, so actually 2 bathrooms, one being a full and one being a half. So let's go ahead and check out this address and see if we can get a street view of the property. So there we can. It looks like it is from across the street, but it looks to be this property right here. We can zoom in, look at the address there. 2115. Oh, I just kind of went off of it. Go back in, we can see 2115 right there, so there's the property. And let's go ahead and get an idea of what the Zillow value might be. Sometimes it looks like it's probably having a problem pulling up the boulevard. There we go. So, this property here has an estimate of $358,000. It looks like it would rent out for almost $1,900 a month. So, honestly, this is what makes tax sale investing, such a sweet investment strategy. Is even if this property gets bid up to 100,000 or even 150,000, there still could possibly be 150 to $200,000 worth of potential profit in a property like this, even if there was some serious competition. And we can see these other type of properties, a $2,000 opening bid. This may be some type of building lot we could check on. Here's another property with some type of address. We can see it has a $21,000 opening bid. Let's check a couple of more. We just kind of want to do a quick video today and just go through and look at a few of these. But let's go ahead and check out this property right here. And we're just going to get a quick idea from Google. So it looks like this property doesn't have any type of street view. It looks like it's probably out in the country a bit more, but is some type of structured property. There is a home available on that property as well. Here's another property, Doolittle. And one thing that's fun is just to kind of go through these lists and see what different type of properties are going to be available for auction. This being a live auction means that usually it's just going to be the individual people within that area that's going to be the real competition. So usually it's just people from around that area that are attending the sale. You're not going to have outside investors. So if you happen to go to a sale like this, a lot of times there can be some pretty good investments available. So this looks like it is some type of trailer mobile home within a mobile home community. Based off the roof, I would think that it may be a little bit newer, but what we can do is we can see if we have any Zillow information to kind of get us an idea of the property's value. Okay, so even this says it's a single-family home, but I would imagine that it is a mobile home, but we'd have to see. Built in 1986, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. But even then, they're still looking at a value of $233,000, and it looks like a lot of these properties within here. Looks like there's quite a big range from 38,000 up to 363. So these could be homes. Would probably need to. Looks like that they actually are homes. Based off the overhead, it looked like they could be mobile homes. But we could do a little bit more research on that and kind of find out. We can see some ones coming. Well, that's definitely a home. Very nice home coming up in some. I guess it's for sale right there. So either way, looking at an incredible investment when we're talking about $19,000 with that type of an overhead or with that type of investment possibility. Here's another property. Let's just check out this one here before we move on and check out a couple of another county real quick. And this one here is just 570. So I mean 5,700. So it may not be a structured property, but let's go ahead and check it out and see. We do have the address listed here. Okay, so there is some type of structured property. We can see a nice big home right here. Oh, we can also see a nice big home here with a tennis court and a pond. So this does look like it's there is some nice homes within this area. This is probably more of an old farm home that was here before some of these big homes moved in. Let's see if we can find a little bit more information. So it looks like it's 1.4 acres, so it's almost 1.5 acres. And there is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home built on the property as well. Another nice possible property with value. Now let's do one thing quick, and let's check it and see if there is any information on this property on Zillow. So it does have a Zillow value of $290,000, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, 1,000 square feet. And we can see it's this property right here. We can see this. Here's this property next door to it is worth $813,000. Let's see what this big home here is worth. $1.2 million. So, you know, it's definitely within some nice home area, a nice little home. So, you know, when we're talking about a $5,700 opening bid, you really can't go wrong. Here's another property, almost $1 million, $943,000. It'd be interesting to see what that property is. I guess we could check it real quick. I think that's the right parcel number. And it looks like it's some type of vacant industrial. It's 14 acres, and it's worth $1.6 million. So, you know, based on that opening bid amount, maybe it's worth 16. Huh. Would have to look a little bit more into that, but you know, interesting properties. We can see that there's quite a few properties on this list that we could go through. I'm sure this is probably a home, you know, some nice building lots. There's probably a home there. These are probably homes as well. And so you can see how many good opportunities. There really is just so many good opportunities taking place at tax sales throughout the country that if you can attend one of these auctions and you have some buying power, you really could pick up some pretty good properties or some pretty good investments. Looks like there's some type of property there. Home looks like it's probably back within there. So let's check out one more upcoming auction real quick before I end this video. And this is the Los Angeles auction. So here we see we just went to the tax collector within Los Angeles. We can see the list here that we could go ahead and pull up. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up that list. Excuse me. And here we can see the list. Now, one thing we're going to automatically notice with this list is that there is 230 pages. So we're talking about a serious amount of properties that are going to be available within this list. Now we can see this list is set up a little bit different, a little bit old looking, archaic a bit, but you know, we deal with what we deal with. That's the one thing about tax sale investing is you need to be a little bit flexible because things can be different like this. But here we can see this looks to me like it's probably the parcel number right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go through and look at a couple of these properties. This is in Los Angeles, so this is going to be the Los Angeles sale. And let's go ahead and see what we can see. So for this first property here, we can see has a $35,000 opening bid amount. We can see the property address here as well. And then here's the legal description, the tract, lot number, etc. So what we did is we placed it in that parcel number, and the county records look, you know, are pretty nice. We can see here is the Google Street View. If we want to look at that more, we can go ahead and click on that, and it'll just go ahead and pull it up for us. So here we're looking at it looks like a pretty nice home within Los Angeles. Let's go ahead and just going to grab that address. Let me grab it right here, and let's see what type of Zillow value we have on this property. Now, obviously, we're just going through and just doing a quick view of what some of these properties are. If you're going to be attending the sale, then you're going to get in and you're going to do some serious due diligence, either to go through the title on your own, which is something that if you know how to do, that is possible. You can go back and research the title to make sure everything's clean, so there's no surprises. Really, with tax deed investing in most areas of the country, what we really need to be most worried about is any other type of governmental lien. And so that's really kind of what we're working at, or what we're worried about when we're looking through tax sale properties, to see if there's any other type of governmental lien. What we don't want is a surprise. So this property here has an opening bid of about $35,000. We can see it has an estimate of 611,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 2,000 square feet. And of course, we can see, a Google image of the property right here. We can see some of the additional information down here below, the square footage, the land, 63 feet by 112 feet, some of the coding information there as well. Here we can see the bedrooms, the baths. Looks like it's 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It was built just under 2,000 square feet. It was built in 1959. We can see some of the additional information here, the assessor information. Actually, that was the event history. So any type of recording dates, we're going to have that information here. And this is actually can be used to go back and review the deed to look for any type of warning flags or risks that you might see. Then here's, of course, the assessment history. And we can go ahead and click on for more than there. But overall, we've got a pretty good idea of what this property is. It's a single-family home, a pretty good opening bid amount. So if we're interested in this property, we could definitely do some more research. Here's another property below this. Has a $4,000 opening bid. We can see it's some type of vacant lot. We'll go ahead and pass looking on that one. It could very well be a good property. Here's another one. And this one has a property address listed as well, and we can see it has a $13,000 opening bid. So what we're going to do is we're just going to check this parcel number and see if we can find any information on this property. Okay, so this property looks like it does have an address. It looks like it's probably some type of a building lot right here. And it does have some pretty good value to it, but it doesn't look like there's any type of structure on the property. So, this looks like a valuable building lot. Now, we'd want to do some more research to make sure that this property is completely buildable, but looks to be in a pretty nice area. So, we'd do some more research to make sure that this is on a hill, or this to make sure that this is the actual location. We can see the parcel map here, and the map index where we could pull up some additional information on that. There's another property, a $58,000 opening bid. Let's go ahead and check out that property. And so, guys, I mean, you can see that there's 230 pages here. If you're going to plan on intend to sell, there's a lot of property that you can go through and research. And that's one thing I love about big auctions is there's enough competition, or I guess there's enough properties available that it can really help that competition, so that you can pick up some really some pretty good deals by attending some of these auctions. So we can see this one looks like it is some type of structured property home. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, about 2,200 square feet, built in 1960 or 66. Looks like it has some pretty good value. They're saying 508 here. And let's go ahead and look at this property. Actually, we can just click right here on Google Maps. Sorry about that. And could be this home right here. Let's see what we can see on Google. On Zillow with this. $841,000. Okay, so here's a property with a $58,000 opening bid, worth $841,000. And so this is what makes tax sale investing so great. Now, even if some of these properties are gone, there's still going to be so many properties within this list that investors are going to have a chance, if they go through and do good research, to pick up some property, even with some competition. I mean, even if this was to go was to bid up for 4 or 5 times what the minimum bid is, there would still be $400,000-$500,000 of potential profit within this property. And even though we're looking at more expensive properties here, you can use that same strategy with maybe a $5,000 property or a $10,000 property that may be worth $80,000 or $100,000, maybe some type of good building lot that you can turn around and pick up and turn around and sell. And make a pretty good return on as well. And so, there's obviously, a ton of good auctions coming up. California is an exciting state to invest into. If you guys have any questions, if we can help you, definitely come here to taxsalesupport.com. We have our list service with our auction calendar or over-the-counter database. All of the online auctions, we're going to have all that information. Of course, our training center, our member center. And so if there's anything we can do, definitely go to taxsalesupport.com. You can sign up for membership. It's only $29 a month. You can cancel at any time. And then, of course, in addition to that, we do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you're not going to find a better training program for $30 a month that has more tools. Every single week, we get on we have a weekly webinar where Shade and I spend an hour going through teaching new topics, answering questions. And so, it's just really one of the best memberships you can get. It's the best bang for your buck. So if you have any questions, definitely sign up. I would love to help you, and hopefully maybe we'll see you at the auction. Thank you, and have a good day, and thanks for watching this video.